What is it about highway towns that gives people preconceived notions and makes them think they know a city just because they once stopped at a gas station? I mean, that's crazy. And today's trip is going to surprise many of you, because even though you may know about it, well, you don't really know it. And to know it is to love it.
Waxahachie. Can you see the mural? I mean, is it big enough? I don't know if it's quite big enough to show up on camera. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info.
Somewhere near the south end of North Texas sits Waxahachie, about 30 miles from downtown Dallas.
Welcome to Waxahachie. Not Waxahachie, the obvious way to pronounce it, Waxahachie. But wak doesn't mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's actually the native Indian word for buffalo or cow. It's also the name of the local creek upon which this town was founded. So, Buffalo Creek. But that's just one of its names. I mean, it's also the crepe myrtle capital of Texas. It's the gingerbread city. And to the locals, well, it's just lovingly Hatchie.
Today, Waxahachie has about 35,000 residents, and it's growing rapidly. But no matter what the future holds, the town keeps at least 1 foot firmly planted in the past and preserving its history. Like Ellis County's historic Romanesque Revival Courthouse, often considered one of the prettiest in Texas. But hidden amongst the ornate carvings is one of the best Lone Star legends about lovesick revenge.
So the legend holds that a young stonemason came to Waxahachie to work on the courthouse. And when he did, well, he fell in love with a local girl.
Ooh.
He was so enamored with her beauty that he decided to carve her fair face all over the facade of the courthouse.
Oh.
I mean, just look at her. Beautiful, wasn't she? Ah, but a fickle thing young love is. And as the courthouse grew in grandeur, well, their relationship began to deteriorate. And with each new carving of her face, well, she became a little less angelic and a little more demonic. Ooh, I suppose love fades. However, stone carvings do not.
Man, that's worse than being stuck in a Taylor Swift song. For more walks of history, well, let's head across the street to the Ellis County Museum. Organized and run by local citizens, this museum gives visitors a glimpse back in time.
Am I in focus, John Mark? Because honestly, I can't see anything. Oh, much better.
Is that better?
Much better. In the history of Waxahachie, cotton was king. And check this out, look. It's a bale scale. Weighs cotton bales. So you stab the hooks in. I mean, these things could weigh 500 pounds. Enormous. All right, so Paul Richards is a local baseball hero. He's a famous player and manager. Actually won a World Series with the Detroit Tigers back in the 1940s. The baseball field here in town is called Richards Park. And way back in the 1910s, it actually hosted professional baseball spring training. So players like Ty Cobb came to Waxahachie to do spring training on that field. Can you imagine pro teams going to a town like Waxahachie nowadays? That's awesome.
The locals love Waxahachie. Now, you can't be downtown for 5 minutes without noticing all the painted hearts. And I'm feeling touched.
And so to commemorate this trip, I'm gonna leave a tiny piece of it behind. The day tripper loves Waxahachie. Check it out, they have a Paris-inspired love lock fence. Also gonna leave it for y'all if you can figure out the combination. You can take a piece of my heart home with you. Thank you, Waxahachie. I've just got a brilliant entrepreneurial idea. We're shutting down the show. We're gonna open a Chinese food restaurant in town. Waxahachie. Waxahachie.
I don't get it.
Oh, come on.
No one's ever thought of that.
Well, it's not open, Daniel, so obviously no one has.
Okay. I'm gonna open a cell phone kiosk next to it. It's gonna be called Squawksahachie.
Or just Talksahachie.
Talksahachie.
Hey, that's our talk show.
That's the morning talk show.
Talksahachie.
That's the morning talk show.
Talksahachie with Richie and Chet. That's gonna be good.
We'll have to redo the intro song though, because that's not gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Well, until I get the doors open on my restaurant, there are plenty of other great food stops. I mentioned this is the gingerbread city, and that's because of the homes and all the intricate woodwork adorning their front facades. It sort of makes them look like gingerbread houses, doesn't it? And while a warm piece of gingerbread sounds amazing, well, we're gonna head to one of the gingerbread homes instead that's serving up some amazing catfish. Housed inside an old Victorian home, the Catfish Plantation is Waxahachie's most iconic restaurant, and it serves up good old-fashioned country cooking. But what makes this place especially unique is that all the cooking comes with a side of paranormal activity. Don't believe me? Just flip through these binders, which are full of customer experiences and photos. The mother, Sean, is the executive chef, and here's her daughter, Amelia, and father, Dr. Landis, to tell us more.
All right, so I was gonna ask y'all about the historic architecture of the house, but I think I need to start on...
Okay, stop. Oh, somebody said stop. There's something interfering in this room.
Sometimes they do interfere when we do filming or investigations and stuff.
I promise this isn't staged. Maybe the ghosts are more Texas Country Reporter fans.
The thing is with the activity, we're rated in the top 50 most consistently active in the U.S. When we do investigations, we generally always get something.
Floating orbs and photos, taps on the shoulder. They've seen almost everything.
Like sometimes you'll come in and things aren't where you left them, or something's knocked over.
There's strange things that happened. One of the busiest nights that we ever had. All the lights in this room went out. Our light switches are behind the dumbwaiter. Someone had to have walked in, opened the dumbwaiter, and turned off the lights. Yeah, and without being seen.
Most of my guests claim that the bathroom is the most haunted place in the restaurant. I've had this personally happen. The door lock popped and a man walked up and I could hear him open the hallway door, walk in there, open the restroom door, and I'm like, are you kidding me? The mischievous things.
Don't be scared, y'all. I'd live here too if I were a ghost, just so I could eat the food. Assuming ghosts can eat human food.
I'm gonna pull a paranormal activity and make some onion rings disappear. These look awesome. That's a big onion ring. Oh, these are so good. I remember the first time I ate here, I was blown away that this is some of the best catfish I've had traveling Texas.
What sets us apart from other places is that we do not order anything pre-battered. We batter everything by hand, we cook everything. We put a lot of time and effort into our recipes.
As they say, come for the ghosts, come back for the food. But I wonder what the ghosts are. They think one may be a lady who used to live here, but there's a lot of things that might haunt this place. Either way, it's time to eat.
Whew, all right, here we go. Catfish platter, right? You're gonna come to the Catfish Plantation, you go with the house specialty. I got half Cajun style, which is kind of a spicy batter, and then half regular. But both of them are hand battered. Woo! And it's fresh out of the grease. I'm gonna have to let that cool off a little bit. See that? Oh yeah. I love me some country fried catfish. Usually it's reserved for, like places with peanut shells on the floor and old wagons hanging on the wall, things like that. I gotta say, this is the most unique place you can eat fried catfish in Texas, without a doubt. Oh, the Cajun catfish is where it's at. It's almost like the whole thing was soaked in hot sauce, like buffalo catfish. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. No, it's a ghost. It's a catfish ghost because I'm eating your family. Oh, wait, Daniel. If you're controlling the ghost catfish, does that mean you're a ghost too? This is so bad.
Okay, cut.
That's enough.
All right, you'll just have to come and have your own cat normal experience. We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road. Now, Waxahachie is no stranger to the spooky. Across town is an even spookier home that isn't inhabited by ghosts, but by Frankenstein, his wife, along with a goofy vampire grandpa, all at 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Address for the Munsters Mansion.
Oh,
Hi.
this is a trip.
Welcome to the Munster Mansion.
This is owner and Munsters maniac, Sandra McKee.
What inspires someone to build an exact replica of the Munster Mansion?
Well, I grew up with watching the Munsters, of course, and we restored an old house in town, and I wanted to build a new house, but I didn't want it to look new. And I started researching, and we went by watching all 70 episodes over and over. And here we are. No blueprints, nothing.
The Munsters TV show ran from 1964 to 1966, following a creepy yet kooky family of monsters. Sandra studied the shows. Okay, Sandra obsessed over the shows, watching how many steps the actors took between doorways and furniture. She even built the family pet spot, a home under the stairs.
So this is exact replica.
The living room is identical to the show. I mean, everything all the way down from, of course, my organ. That was very important to have the exact organ like in the show.
You guys have just nailed it. It's incredible.
And of course, we do have the dungeon over here. Grandpa had to have his dungeon.
Yeah.
Sandra has bought lots of actual props from the show that are sprinkled about, like this dining room set.
This is the same fish that Marilyn and Herman Munster sat down to eat?
Well, yes, it is. Of course it is. The kitchen is really one of the most important rooms in the house, I believe. And they showed it in every single episode, and as you see, there's Lily.
You feel like you're on a Disney set. Like you could remake the Munsters right now.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it, yes.
We've got a camera crew. All right. Who's Grandpa?
I call Herman.
Herman.
Joan Arc has to be Lily.
So yeah, I'm Eddie? All right, great. That's fine.
Every room unlocks a memory in the cobwebbed vault of my brain, from Eddie's room to Lily and Herman's canopied bed. And you don't have to be a Munsters geek to appreciate this place.
Your picture's crooked. You might need to fix that.
In here is Marilyn's room. But all
Daylight.
yes, daylight in here, yes. And we do have a little secret passageway that goes in from this room into Grandpa's room.
Yep, secret passageways.
How'd y'all get here?
Some of the original cast members have come to visit Sandra's home, and they can't believe it.
Grandpa Munster and Eddie Munster came, and Grandpa came to the house and he had tears in his eyes, and he started talking about how many memories it's brought back.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was my favorite character.
Yeah.
Are you finding there are less and less Munster fans still, or
No, I'm finding there's more and more Munster fans.
Really?
There are just tons of Munster fans out there.
And I guess with the binge watching habits nowadays, everything is archived. We can just pound through 70 episodes,
Yes.
so we're all up to date.
In that regard, I suppose the Munsters will never die. But if you come to this home on a different night, well, you may meet the opposite fate.
This is my murder mystery dining room. We do murder mystery dinners once a month. It is a lot of fun.
I'm going to be back
I've
for one of
enjoyed
these.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Oh, you will, with these guys. We're all coming in.
Yeah.
Richie's the murderer. I already know it. He did it.
Now, lots of folks have dreams of building the places from their favorite movies and shows, but leave it to a Texan to be crazy enough to actually do it.
I realize there's still like half the Munsters episodes I haven't seen. So I could be here a little while. Y'all just keep moving ahead. All right, specialty shop only sells socks. Waxahachie.
Where's the best music store in town?
Waxahachie.
No, that's the club. That's the concert venue. The music store is Waxahachie.
So that's like where your high school kid goes because he needs a saxophone for marching band.
Yes.
You could put ahachie at the end of anything.
Almost.
Waxahachie, okay.
Yeah, old Waxahachie Daniel back there.
I'm going to open one that is going to help people with keys and locks. It's going to be called Waxahachie.
Yes! Yes! Now you're talking, Daniel.
Oh, we could go all day. But I've realized we need to get outside for a bit. And what better way to spend some time in the sunshine than hunting down and shooting your best friends? So let's head to 878 Airsoft. This is the largest airsoft field in Texas, complete with battlegrounds, buildings, and vehicles. I mean, this is all intense. And this is Dan Altman to explain a bit more.
I feel like I just stepped onto a military base. What are y'all doing out here?
Welcome, Chad. This is Airsoft, a sport where you take replica firearms that shoot small 6mm BBs. And you shoot at one another with these BBs. You wear iPro. It's very safe. They don't hurt much. They hurt enough to let you know you've been shot. And we'll do games of capture the flag. We'll try to take an objective point, like knock over a cone.
Most folks are familiar with paintball, and this is very similar, but it doesn't hurt as much, and the ammo is much, much cheaper, which is the reason this sport is growing fast.
We get families that come out. We have ex-vets that come out and play it. They love it. Anyone can play.
Let's hit the field. I'm gonna hunt some people
All
down.
right, let's hunt them.
Let me introduce you to Team Tripper. Me and my buddies, Cody and Brad. And we're gonna try to at least look like we know what we're doing.
So, yeah, why are you wearing a ghillie suit?
Well, I lost the pants doing it. So I figure it's a little Elton John, which I'm gonna use to my advantage. I think we're supposed to have another team to play, but I don't even know where they are.
Are they around here somewhere?
I mean, maybe they chickened out.
Are we in the right place?
Act super tough, all right? So guys, it's nice y'all to show up in the helicopter. We had our entire armada of ships that we sailed.
We got some boomers with helicopters out here, man. Sorry about that, yeah.
So what's the game, gentlemen?
We're playing one cone. You got a cone, we got a cone, and whoever knocks over the cone wins.
Prepare to eat our tiny BBs.
Preferably.
It's a recon, gentlemen.
So we may be a little outmatched, but we got to keep our intimidation techniques going. The objective, kick the cone. That doesn't sound too hard, except for the fact that folks are shooting at you. One great thing about Airsoft is that you get to respawn just by going back and touching your base. So there is no downtime. Man, I think I'm getting pretty good at this. Never mind. Cut us some slack, all right? A guy on the other team is an actual Army Ranger. And combat games like this make me appreciate all the more what our military does for our country.
The game was real cute, boys. I mean, it was a kicking cones, a little playground, huh? You got anything more intense out here?
We probably figured something out.
All right, good.
Yeah, see you out there, nerds.
I was broken off from Brad and Cody. I'm gonna flank around to the right, catch them totally unexpected from behind. It's gonna be easy.
After lengthy negotiations and a hefty ransom of leftover catfish, Chet was released from captivity. And yes, Team Tripper definitely lost.
Oh, that was a really close one. So one thing we haven't touched on in Waxahachie is their historic hunger for education. Of course, there's Southwestern Assemblies of God University, or SAGU for short, but it goes back much further. In 1902, the city built its Chautauqua Auditorium, hosting speakers from around the world. Think of it as a hall for TED Talks before TED was even born, and they still use it. Then there's the top of the Sims Library, holding the town's incredible lyceum where performances and speeches have been held for decades. But today I'm going to get my education, like I do on many days, by heading to church. Although this one is a little different. This is Meat Church. Started by local pitmaster Matt Pittman, Meat Church has stormed the world of backyard barbecue with its signature rubs and recipes. They even have a barbecue specialty shop downtown. But the real show happens at Matt's house, a historic home that's been outfitted with an insane outdoor kitchen, custom built for Meat Church's barbecue school. Think of it like Sunday school, but with way better food. Folks travel here from all over the country to attend classes and learn from the master himself.
So, you actually let people come over to your house and hang out?
Yeah, it's kind of different. Complete strangers normally.
Yeah. How did this whole thing start?
So I competed in barbecue casually, and made a tryout video to be on the TV show Barbecue Pitmasters and got picked.
Did you bring your A game to it?
I got a solid third place out of 3.
Hey, you know?
No, it was awesome. By the time the show aired, I'd launched a website and filed a trademark, and the rest is history.
Okay.
And as for the name, pretty bold for a guy raised Southern Baptist.
The reason I barbecue is to bring people together, like just the fellowship of hanging out and the memories and all that. And I do a lot on Sundays. I tailgate at Cowboys games. I always grill out Sunday night. And I was like, that kind of works. And it was a little edgy. So, plus we're in Texas, where barbecue's a religion anyway, so you can't go wrong.
Sure, that's right, man. Well, let's go to church.
Yeah, let's do it.
Matt's classes are laid-back family affairs. I mean, we are in the backyard where Matt and his wife Tracy raised their 4 kids. The menu can be anything smoked or grilled, from brisket to turkey, but tonight, it's steak.
We're gonna talk steak. I'm gonna teach you how to grill the perfect steak, which is always a good lesson. So these are boneless ribeyes, and these tomahawks are bone-in ribeyes. There's no difference other than this is way more expensive because it looks sexy, and we're in Texas, and we're doing a TV show, so this is what you do, right? Like, this is boring, this is where it's at.
So much for blending in, but I fully support his decision. After a good rub down with Meat Church seasonings, they go right into the smoker. But we don't just sit around and wait for dinner to be done. Oh no, the class and the eating has just begun.
These are appetizers.
Yes.
Here, you gotta do a rib toast.
Heck
Come
yeah.
on now.
Cheers. Ooh, yeah. Holy moly. That's your next rub, holy moly.
Done.
Something like that.
Different styles of barbecue.
These are some of the best ribs I've ever had, man.
These are dry rub, 3 hours in the smoke, foiled for like the last hour, no sauce, served. Simple.
Matt gives away all his secrets, which he doesn't consider secrets at all.
This speaks to why you're doing the classes, like, right?
We put seasoning on it. It's nothing crazy.
I'm sorry you have to film, John Martin. Look, I'll be nice.
Whoa,
Just don't get the grease on the camera.
Can't promise that.
And you can get one too.
Oh, that's better.
Now back to our regular dinner programming. The Waxahachie have been smoked to a perfect medium rare temp, and now they hit the live fire to sear and caramelize the outside.
Okay, so last step, really easy. We're just gonna sear about 1 minute per side. How's that look good?
Ah yes, the moment we've all been waiting for. Or at least I've been waiting for.
Look at that,
son.
look at that. Dead on.
No. The Bible says, taste and see that the Lord is good.
Amen.
Oh, that is incredible, man. That deserves an amen. Start him singing, Richie.
It's easy to make your mind up about a place you've never really visited. And unless you've tripped in for yourself, Waxahachie is way more than you may think. From the history, to the food, to the passionate people carrying on traditions, I think it's time you make your own TRIPSAHACHIE. Or is it STOPSAHACHIE? I'll keep working on that one.
Dude, the episode cannot get any better, so I think it is time that we sign off. So, I will see all y'all out on the road. Bye con Dios, amigos.
Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at The Day Tripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. Or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Day Tripper. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy y'all, Chet the Day Tripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Day Tripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Day Tripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.